Hey Internet, Eric here. First off, thank you to everyone who showed up at last weekend's live stream of Frenzy and me getting back together for the first time in 7 months. It was great reminiscing, talking movies, and talking to everyone who showed up in the chat. Much appreciated. Now, if you know me and you know what I've been doing on the channel, when I'm not doing live streams or doing interviews, when I'm discussing movies this year, it's going to be strictly movies I've never seen before. And I've been wanting to jump in this franchise for a long time. I've been saying it a lot. Mike from An American Werewolf in New Jersey, my buddy, he's been kicking my ass, trying to get me to get on it finally. And also, I know it has a huge reputation of being well loved. So I figured, let's do an Is It Worth the Hype movie, and is it worth the hype video, and Is It Worth the Hype is something where I take where either fans have loved it, fans love the film, critics love the film, both. You know what I mean? And today I'm going to discuss if Wreck, or Record, as Frenzy likes to call it. I'm going to call it Wreck because I also think that's what the creators of the film call it. If Wreck is worth the hype. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2007. The basic plot of this is it's a Spanish film. First off, I watched it in the Spanish dialogue, so you can actually get the reactions. A lot better than dubbing. That does happen. You kind of lose the reaction with the dubbing. So it's a Spanish film where we are following. I think her name is Angela, however you pronounce the Spanish pronunciation. She is I guess you would say she's a news reporter, TV reporter, and she is the host of a TV show called While You Were Sleeping. And what it is basically it's a late night show where she goes around discussing what people do on the clock while everyone else is fucking sleeping. And she is going to a firehouse. And she's just discussing with the firefighters and the rescue crew what they do on an every night basis. And what happens is they are allowed to come along. Someone calls from an apartment complex of an old lady screaming. Her and her cameraman come along, and they find the old lady. The old lady attacks I think he's the police sergeant, and then they find out that the city has pretty much quarantined the whole building, so they have to find a way to survive whatever this infection is, as it is infecting other people, not really turning them into zombies, but I guess you would say creatures or rage infested humans, if you want to take a book out or take a page out of 28 Days Later type of scenario. Now I'm doing this as an Is It Worth the Hype video because budget of 2 million, box office of 32.5, which is very impressive. Rotten Tomato score, critics 90%. That's pretty fucking high. Audience 82%. IMDb 7.4 out of 10. Metacritic 71%. Now, so many people have said this is a great, great horror film. And I gotta say, it's really good. First off, the acting. It is a found footage film, I guess you would say. And I know that's not for everybody. Sometimes they can be jarring. But first off, let's get to the acting. The actress who plays Angela is really, really good. Her name is, I want to give her props. Is it Manuela Velasco? I think. She's really, really good. First off, what I like about this, when we're first introduced to her, you can tell she doesn't want to be doing this. She is pretty bored. She's like, this is what I'm doing with my life type of thing. Like, you could tell even when she's talking to a lot of the firefighters, okay, this is where they have lunch. We've got no footage. She even tells her cameraman, if this sucks, cut it. I mean, she's playing basketball with them until the call comes in. And she's cute. She's quirky. I mean, and I think they do this on purpose. When we first see her, she's just cute and sweet to look at. She's got pigtails. By the end of it, when she womans up, lack of a better term, she becomes the Ellen Ripley, I guess you would say. It's ponytail, and she's ready to kick some fucking ass. And she's really good in this. She's really good in this. And I guess, because I watched the making of, she is a real TV reporter, newscaster, what have you. And that helped with the way she was able to perform in front of the camera when she just had to say some of the bullshit stuff, you know what I mean? Trying to keep, dead air from happening. And when it was time for her to take charge, take no prisoners, I believed it. You know what I mean? She's in a situation where she's way in over her head like everybody, but she kicks ass every second she's on him, whether she's just the cute, lovable, reporter that doesn't want to be there, and then she's stuck. She's yelling at people, and she constantly is telling people to her Pablo, her cameraman, film this, not because she wants to get a fucking Pulitzer, but she wants people to know what they're going through, and I appreciated that. Other characters, we had Pablo as her cameraman. He was actually the real director of photography, which was cool. So he's filming everything. We don't really see him much, but when we see him on screen, he's pretty good. Um, we have Manu. I think that's his name. He is one of the two fire department people. I guess these are firefighters that are going in to investigate this call of this woman screaming. He's the one that lives the longest. He's really really good. No bullshit type of thing. You grow to like him, and then when what happens, you're like, fuck. Um, Other characters, you have a Chinese couple that is getting blamed for everything. They're the ones that leave their doors open, type of thing. They're fine. I like the lady who is dealing with her ill child. The girl who plays the young child is really good. I already mentioned spoilers. When you find out she's infected, the girl, scary, scary. I love the little girl who played. I don't remember her name. It doesn't matter. She's really fucking good. The mom is really good, especially when she has to deal with her daughter changing. There is a flamboyant character who is more interested in the way he looks on screen when he's being interviewed. What other characters? There's an old couple that is good. Every character here has a purpose, and every character is likable. The pace of this movie, like I said, some people find found footage movies jarring. This movie is like an hour and 20. Boom, 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 boom. There's no lag. There's no boring times. Like, even when she's bored with the bullshit that's the mundane stuff in the firehouse, I'm liking her because of her interaction with the firefighters and stuff like that. Uh, Gore. We get some throat bites when the cop is bitten by the old lady who was the one screaming in the apartment. We get bite to the throat and skin ripped off. We have one of the firefighters is missing a chunk out of his face. I'm trying to think. We have bloody faces and bites. It's not over the top, but the gore really does its job. I like that. Lots of jump scares, lots of jump oh shit moments, like when you know like I said, Angela and Pablo, they were with two firefighters. Well, one is still upstairs with the lady, and suddenly out of nowhere, behind everybody, boom, he's thrown off the balcony with a thump. That's a good jump scare. Um, and I'll tell you what, in the climax of this movie, first off, the last 25 fucking minutes of this movie, it's intense. I loved it. But there's a scene where Angela and Pablo get to like the top area of the apartment complex. Like, I would guess it would be like the penthouse. And they're walking in, and they find out that they find the reasoning behind this outbreak, I guess you would say. I guess the guy who lived there is the guy that caused it. I'll get to the reasoning behind that. But there's a scene where they go up into the attic of the penthouse, and I mentioned spoilers, there's a little boy or a young person uh, reaches out to the camera and swipes at it. I'll tell you what, man, it was so intense, I nearly, I didn't, but it's like I nearly shit my pants when that jump scare came out of nowhere. That was horrifying. When we see I guess you would say patient zero, scary as fuck to look at. It's in night vision, so it's off looking. If you want to see what it looks like, get the DVD or Blu-ray, whatever, and you get to see the makeup on it and the making of. Disgusting, disgusting. That thing when it beats Pablo to death. I don't know if it with a hammer or what. Terrifying. But like I said, this last 25 minutes is just so intense. When so many people are turning, when you have the woman of the little girl, She wants to go back upstairs to go after her girl even after she's infected. So they handcuff her to the stairwell, and I think she's attacked. And of course, they mentioned that the disease or whatever it is goes through saliva. So if you're bit, that's how it's transferred. So eventually, she is this not zombified creature, but she turns into this monster, this thing, and like they're still human, but they have boils on their face. Great makeup effects for only $3 million. Blood from the mouth. She is trying to go after these people, but she's handcuffed to this banister. So intense when they're trying to get the I don't know, like it's a barrier, I guess you would say. They pull it down to keep their area safe. Scary as fuck when the infected are lifting it up. Oh my god, it's scary before any of these creatures are attacking, aside from the lady upstairs, because you can see outside the building. You can see them putting this tarp or whatever it is outside the front door, because when somebody has to come in to do blood tests, they want to do a blood test to see if anyone's infected. You literally see them zip it up. So that tells you how fucking enclosed they are. And I like that. Like, it's a biological type of outbreak. And we are, what I love about this, until we get to the reveal of what happened, we are just as much in the dark with Angela, with Pablo, with Manu, with everybody. We have no idea why this is happening, and that makes it much more scary. My only criticism, I guess you would say, is how this all came to be. I won't say what it is. I will let anybody who hasn't seen Rec make that decision for themselves. I'm no writer. I, Night of the Living Dead happened because of like a space satellite or some bullshit. Resident Evil was the fucking T virus and the G virus and all that stuff. This was definitely not that route, and I didn't really care for it, but whatever. I liked when they went into the penthouse and they were learning about it, how they had to listen to a tape deck and they saw all these newspaper clippings. That was a creepy ass fucking room where it was nothing but newspaper clippings everywhere. Honestly, that's my only freaking criticism in this whole movie. Is Rec worth the hype? Absolutely. Great performances by everybody, especially this actress. The ending, I kind of knew how it ended because I heard it was pretty much how Quarantine ended with Jennifer Carpenter, and I saw that trailer. Whatever. But Rec is fantastic. Watch this with the Spanish language and subtitles. You get the intensity of all these characters. If you have the DVD, watch the making of. You will appreciate how much went into making this film in under 30 days, if I believe that's what they said they were. That last 25 minutes, watch that last 25 minutes in the dark if you have not been watching the rest of this movie in the dark. Because like I said, when that thing in the attic nearly made me shit my pants. It was so good, so scary. I loved this film. I know this, what I say, 2007. This film is that much, that year. I can't do math right now. 17 years old? 17 years old? One of the best horror films I've seen in a long fucking time, and it came out in 2007. Highly recommend this. I can't wait to jump into the rest of the franchise because I've heard Rec 2 takes place immediately after. And Mike from Jersey, I even told him, holy shit, this movie was great. He said, wait till I get to part 2. I'm psyched. Is Rec worth the hype? Absolutely. Get on it. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Have you seen this yet? Have you not seen this yet? I spoiled it for you. Hopefully I have it and you'll still go see it. Thoughts on found footage films, performances, all that jazz. If you've seen it, am I wrong about kind of shitting on or not really liking the reveal on how this all came about? Either way, I'm not going to let that one little nitpick, I guess you would say, destroy this movie for me. I absolutely loved it. So like and subscribe, click the bell. Thank you to everyone who is new subscribers and old. Can't wait to talk Rec 2. Got some other things planned. Something with me and Patrick is planned in July. Thank God I'm doing the Rec trilogy, or at least I got this one going. So, blah, blah, blah. Cheers.